We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Welcome to the banana zone. When do we wear the cowboy hat? Well, we wear it when it's up, but we definitely wear it when it's down. When it's down, take advantage. Everybody mentally is still in the range. Seriously, everyone's in the range. Oh, it's up. Oh, bullish sentiment's high. Oh, I got to get out. Wrong. Absolutely 100% wrong. So we're going to talk about dip buying. We're going to talk about upside targets. We're going to talk about changing your time frames in technical analysis. In other words, everybody says when in doubt, zoom out, but they don't really show you how to do it. Now, if you just got here and you're like, oh my God, I missed it, you haven't missed anything, right? You missed a big day in Bitcoin, but the market just broke out. As one guy I know, he says, the market ranged for 8 months, at which point at the end, like you just wanted to quit crypto in general. Like people were saying all coins were going to zero 2 days before the event in November. Now, even though there's been all this excitement, the bull market has only been going on for a week. And this bull market is about Bitcoin and building. Building what? Well, anything that creates economic growth. Web3, DeFi, real world assets on chain, anything that innovates, anything that creates business, the government is going to foster, right? So if they have to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve to goose the whole ecosystem, I mean, what do you think Charles, this guy from Cardano is going to say, whose name I have to practice pronouncing, right? What is he going to say? Just do Bitcoin? Of course not. He's going to say, let's build Web3. Be like, oh, all we have to do is buy this thing that's a good idea to own anyway. He's like, yeah, like, okay, that's it. That's it, right? Hodgkins is going to advocate for Web3, which, has been a joke buzzword that no one takes seriously. And the second Bitcoin stops going up, all the related coins that you would want, Near, Polkadot, all of these Coinbase coins go down 10%. And everyone's like, where's the dip? Well, let me tell you something, folks. November 12th, midday, here's the dip. You want a dip? You got a dip. Because you know what hedge funds are going to do? They're going to wait for it to close. And then at, 7:01, they're going to start buying it again. Dips last a day, 2 days. Everyone's looking for crashes from the range because they're still in the range. Everyone says take profits because they're still in the range. You can pay yourself, but then you got to rotate, right? So if you're going out of Bitcoin, you may be going into ETH or some other play. Sector rotation is the name of the game. And if you got capital to put it in. It's not investment advice, but this is not a time to lollygag and sit around and go, I'll do it later. No, do it now. They're pricing in a better future. And 2025 is going to have reality checks with $36 trillion in debt. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, we got new leadership. We got common sense back. Okay, that's awesome. But that doesn't mean problems don't exist. Like, a move towards building and business friendly is the first leg of the rally, right? But this is when you got to make your money. And all this stuff, and we're going to go through all the statistics, right? So the media is obsessed. Like, Bitcoin is now bigger than silver. No, dude, no. That is not the way to look at it. It is if you want to have an engaging tweet, but that's not the right way to look at this, right? Money and the way we do money has changed. The way we do social media is going to change. Example, Degen's 50% move today and is not even at equilibrium. Financial systems. Why not have a second one? Why not innovate? Why not get decentralized? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like Wall Street, BlackRock wants it. Wall Street can probably figure out how to simplify DeFi. I've talked about this. You know, I know that the crypto world wants to be fully decentralized and away from banks, but let's face it, folks, Web 2, Wall Street is going to adopt Web 3. People aren't just going to come to Web 3 by themselves. I mean, they're not going to, you know, go to ETH Denver and get a QR code from some guy in a bunny costume and go, oh, wow, I'm going into Web 3 now. No, they're going to go into Web 3 because their bank or their financial institution is like, hey, we have this new thing. Or BlackRock says we have this new thing. And the thing that's funny is that all of these coins, yeah, they're getting sold as we speak. Hence, the cowboy hat stays on. Now, if you want more information, if this is intriguing, we have multiple offerings for you. The first thing we have is the YouTube membership. The YouTube membership, right? Where our members are simply and plainly printing, right? The QR code is down below. If you're on the YouTube page, you hit the join button, right? There is the, you know, to tell you about the offering. You get an emoji next to your name so I can identify you on the stream. We have a $4 membership and a higher tier one. You get all these unbelievable emojis to use during the stream. And then you get more direct guidance, right? In other words, over here in the members video section, right? These are portfolio updates. They're not just reports. It's like living portfolios, living sectors, right? So if you want small caps, you want a FOMO, you know, we have small caps, you know, DeFi, we've been all over this. Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. Okay. Share different screen. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I'm sharing myself. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So let's start again. Right. So here we are on the page. You click the join button. Then you go to your members videos. Now, what this is, just so you know, is sectors, portfolio podcast, where we literally go over the coins. You know, I go over the TA in videos, and a members market update is coming soon. So we keep the members updated on all the coins that we're doing, large caps, small caps. I mean, we have a meme one in here where we had Doge and all the big memes right here. Can meme coins spark alt season with the little Doge dog? Right? We did a portfolio podcast yesterday where we literally went over everything, including the Polkadot ecosystem. We're bordering on becoming Polkadot maximalists because cross-chain, right? The first round was cross-chain. It was Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Now it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, SUI. All these things have to be connected. So that's the QR code for the membership, right? We have Patreon, which is the middle tier offering, right? Which is where people can get all kinds of charts like a newsletter, coaching, and a very underrated aspect of Patreon is like a Telegram style chat room where guess who, you know, your friendly neighborhood cowboy is. You know, we can chat, talk. Hey, what do you think of Degen? So that's the middle tier offering. And of course, you know, why not have both? We have to have two platforms because we can't have all things in one place for obvious reasons. Also, finally, and then we're going to get the content, right? LuxAlgo is online. So the proverbial Bill Noble indicator is now here, right? You watch this video. I have something about reading Elliott waves so you can find trends and tops and when to correct and when to get out and when to get in. It's nifty. Basically, it allows you to take 10 symbols and see the dates of 5-wave tops and bottoms. And then you can track it across time frames. So you have your 10 symbols. So if T-Bone has got 10 crypto mining companies, you know, he can type all symbols in and then, you know, say, okay, are there any Elliott wave signals on the daily? And then go to the 4-hour or the 3-hour or whatever. So watch the video, check it out. Prices are going up. That I can tell you. Prices are going up. So please check that out. If you're doing LuxAlgo, trust me, I actually sell LuxAlgo on the stream because the stream is basically an ongoing LuxAlgo commercial for what I'm doing with it and its improved accuracy and then some. Okay, welcoming who's here on the stream. We have Richard Barry, Bull Runner, right? We have welcoming members. Today's Tech Bites, Joe Mike, what's up? Nola Fan, a new member. Dietz, hello. Senior Crypto, hello. Havoc, banging away with the banana emojis. Dietz hitting that green button, right? Jordan Key has got the laser eyes going. Stormin Norman, Farmer Sam Forrest, welcome to the show. Gian is here. Ron, Supermat from England, welcome. Havoc, welcome to the show, right? All right. Bob Marsh talking about PAL. We'll look at it. Let me see if there's any other members I need to welcome before we dive into the massive amount of news that we have. Wow, something did happen to PAL. I guess we'll look into that. Okay. Let's see if there's any other members here. All right, Dietz, Quiet Don, Bartz, what a time to be alive. All right, let's go to news. Okay, just in, BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF does 1.5 billion in volume within the first hour of trading today. So we'll go over this in PowerPoint, but simple fact of the matter is they love nothing more in equities. They love to buy the dip, but they love FOMO more. They love FOMO followed by HODL. They just buy it and they don't sell. It's the Nvidia mentality. The higher it goes, the more they like it. The higher it goes, the better the tech. The higher it goes, the cheaper it is, right? That is equities in a nutshell, okay? Absolutely unbelievable. MicroStrategy hits new all-time high, Eagle King, with breaking news, okay? The Italians are reducing the crypto tax to 28% from the initial proposed 42%. Think people are starting to get this? I think they are. I think they seriously are. And as governments get it, okay, prices just go higher. $1 billion in leveraged crypto positions were liquidated yesterday. You know, being short is not going to help. And the higher this goes, my guess is the more options traders are going to have to buy. It's just the way options works. A lot of call options probably bought out there. They're probably going to buy call options at 100K. And if it goes through there, you're going to have even more liquidations because people who missed it, what are they going to do? What do traders do when they miss it? They fight it. They fight it. So everyone's going to be a top picker now. Everyone's looking at fear, greed. Everyone's looking at the wrong thing. If everyone's looking at it, it's wrong. Nobody wanted to talk about 100K when it was at 63. Nobody wanted to talk 100K in April. I'll go back and look at that, where I was talking about it's like the best thing I've ever done, right? It's like Doge becoming the official currency of Austin, Texas, and Doge mooning with a call for 100K Bitcoin by December in April, which is why you should join us, for goodness sake, because we almost went blue in the face getting our customers involved, keeping them involved. And now guys are saying, hey, I DCA'd for 8 months and I'm up in a week, right? I mean, we're getting guys out of their day job, right? And BlackRock is not playing around at all. Okay, Bitcoin is only 19K away from 100K. You know what? What kind of pictures is Beeple going to be drawing? What kind of pictures are they going to make when it actually goes through 100K? Because 100K is an interesting number. It'll make the New York Times, but it's just a number. It has nothing to do with the actual value of Bitcoin, which if you listen to Michael Saylor, you know, like he doesn't care. Michael Saylor will be in the market paying 100K openly. He'll go live and be like, okay, here we go. Here's my phone. I'm going to press the green button and pay 100K for Bitcoin. Watch. You know, that guy's going to bull post 100, which is why my upside target for Thanksgiving is 105. We'll talk about Thanksgiving soon. Fear greed is at 80, extreme greed. Okay. So maybe they shake it out. Maybe everyone's like, oh my God, fear greed is too high. Fear greed is too high when it gets all the way over here, in my opinion. Now, can they shake people out of Bitcoin? I doubt it. I doubt it. Right? In other words, everyone's looking at fear greed. Everyone's like, take profits. Everyone's like, when do I sell? And I'm like, when do I buy? Crypto market cap in extreme greed may need deleveraging before 100K. Really? BlackRock is deleveraging? You think? They're just going to buy more, right? Oh, we need deleveraging. Oh, people are too bullish. People aren't bullish enough. People may be bullish, but they're not long. This would be everybody with a Coinbase account. This would be hedge funds. Hedge funds are not long. Do you know how you know? Doge is mooning, right? They're doing it with Bonk this morning. They're going into the highest liquidity plays that they can get, and they're FOMOing in. And also, don't doubt that the buyer of Doge could turn out to be Tesla, right? In other words, you don't know who bid Doge up to like a $60 billion market cap. So everyone's like, yeah, we need to delever as these just giant players are just coming in because they know what a fundamental shift looks like, right? I mean, it's okay if you don't know what a fundamental shift looks like. Maybe you haven't seen one, right? You have to be kind of old to see a fundamental shift. There was AI, the internet, this kind of stuff. There was the Plaza Accord in 85. It's a fundamental shift, right? It's like a whole new way of looking at the ecosystem, and people are excited, but not long. People are excited, but they don't know why they're excited. They're just excited because it's going up, but they don't know why it's going up. They don't understand what's happening here. And by the time they do, you're going to have 2021 all over again for a good reason on steroids. Okay, so if you want to know why it corrected, this kind of sentiment gives you correction. So the guy from El Salvador says, I told you so, and then it goes down. Okay? It's like, it's okay to wear a cowboy hat, just stay humble and don't be like rubbing it in people's faces. And this, this is funny. Everyone's got a chart and a whole bunch of lines and, yeah, it's a fundamental shift. Charts are important, but don't get hung up. Please, for goodness sake, get out of this range trading mentality. Get rid of the range. Yes, traders make money in a range. A market is in a range 70% of the time. People love ranges. Traders love ranges. Momentum markets, which is what I specialize in, is when all the traders get tire tracks on their face because they want to short it on the way up because it's extreme and fear greed and blah, 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 blah. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going, right? And you buy every dip and everyone's looking for a deeper dip. They don't get it. Bull markets don't let you in. So if it's letting you in, get there. Okay, so Bitcoin is up 371% since Kramer said sell everything. If only I could be on television and be wrong all the time and make what he makes. If only. I would be a great replacement, by the way, if anyone's out there. I mean, I could definitely train to wear that kind of a shirt. I'm there. So if you need me, call me. Bitcoin to peak at 100K to 150K, Solana to 600. Here's what I'll say. Your upside price targets are not high enough. And even if they are high enough, you're not taking into account speed. 2017 saw Bitcoin go up from like 10,000 to 20,000, like in November. And most of it happened over Thanksgiving, right? I remember it hit 16K over Thanksgiving on the way up, on its way to 20, and people were flabbergasted that was the beginning of mooning Bitcoin on U.S. holidays, right? Because it's going to be the same thing every year. Institutions, they're going to be like, wow, I made a whole bunch of money. I'm going to take profits. I'm going to go. I'm going to enjoy my holiday. And they're going to look up at their phones after they've eaten their dinner when they're half asleep. And it's going to be printing. It's not going to print 100. It's going to print 105. Guys are going to be falling off the couch, driving into work, logging in. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. right? Because this market has been catching everybody off guard all year. First, it was crashes. The range was 6 months longer than you thought. Then they had a Black Friday, a Black Monday event on macro catalyst that destroyed the market. That just, it's like left a permanent mark. So much so they were selling this market 2 days before it turned permanently, which is classic, right? I mean, that is technical analysis. Like, it literally was darkest right before dawn. We got a full work day ahead of us, and everybody's selling the market at 4:30 in the morning and punching out. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you think Thanksgiving is going to be insane? Wait until you see Christmas. The Santa rally. Because remember, they're not going to buy equities. I'm going to show you those charts. And they're going to go after these ETFs. I mean, BlackRock is already after Ethereum. They're looking at Ethereum and going, oh, this thing is underperformed. The crypto nerds are like, well, the total value lock, the gas fees. Oh, I can't trade meme coins. Wah, wah, wah. BlackRock doesn't care. Pension funds don't care. Is this a cool network? Is it money? Wow. Are they building cool stuff? Wow, this hasn't gone up. Oh my God, let's buy $5 billion worth of this. Now, let's market buy it because, it's cheap. If thing A goes up in a sector and thing B hasn't gone up, it's cheap. The optics of what's going on here. Do you realize that the original LuxAlgo signal, the original LuxAlgo buy signal in Ethereum was in February of this year on a long-term chart? Ethereum is still below the high of that month. Just in case you think this is overbought. Zero hedge. Full-blown retail euphoria or wait. So, yeah, no searches for Bitcoin. I went up to somebody randomly yesterday. They're like, hey, Bill, how you doing? I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm rocking on YouTube. Really? I was like, yeah. Let me show you let me show you this chart. I showed them the 15-minute chart of Bitcoin. So I showed them 82 to 89 on a 15-minute chart. They went like this. That was on a 15-minute chart. Imagine what happens when this thing goes full banana and retail hits Coinbase, and it's like, okay, what's there? Oh, Ethereum. I've heard of that. Boink, buy button. Oh, Cardano. Oh, that's the guy from Joe Rogan podcast. Boom. Oh, look, XRP's below $1. Boom. Oh, look, Degen, is that a meme coin? Oh, I heard meme coins are great. Boom. Oh, wow, Litecoin. That's like fast Bitcoin. Oh, look, Bitcoin Cash. Look, it's the same symbol, but it's like, I don't know, $75,000 a coin cheaper. Boom. What do you think is going to happen when Coinbase starts sending out newsletters? I create, oh, this is artificial intelligence? Oh, boom. Oh, Uniswap, that unicorn is cute. Boom. This is going to happen. My brother does it. I'm waiting for the phone call. I'm waiting for the phone call going, what should I do? In the meantime, the market's probably got at least 50% upside. Okay, more statistics for cool tweets. The biggest daily moves ever in Bitcoin. We have an $8,000 move in one day, eclipsing what happened in 2021. So if you can go from 38 to 46, which is a big percentage increase back in 2021, this is a warm-up. I mean, nice dollar move, but at much higher prices. Catchy tweet. But Bitcoin is been in a range for 8 months, and it's been broken out for a week. And we're acting like, oh, wow, biggest move ever. Better sell. Bitcoin hits $1.7 trillion market cap, adding 1 trillion over the last year. This means Bitcoin is now bigger than all but six publicly traded companies globally. Okay, here's an alternative way to look at it. Bitcoin is a completely separate monetary system, which they haven't built anything on. You can grok this or whatever later, but why don't you calculate the total volume in the fiat foreign exchange market, or calculate total equities market cap, right? Okay, yeah. Bitcoin is now the Magnificent Eight. Great. Great. It's a separate form of money. So, yeah, you can compare it to stocks, the gross domestic product of Belgium, whatever. Whatever. This has nothing to do with demand for new money. It has nothing to do with foreign exchange. Again, they're trying to make, first Bitcoin was gold. Now they're trying to make it a stock. So total crypto market cap hits 3 trillion. So Web3, the future of Wall Street, is worth about as much as Apple. But it's huge, right? Total crypto market cap hits 3 trillion. I mean, in 2021, that was a big number. Now it's like, meh. If crypto were a country, it would be the 8th largest GDP in the world behind all these other people. Great. Okay. Fantastic. Right? Everybody in the whole planet is going to need this when the world is run by AI and robots. Everyone's going to need one SAT. One guy says $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, and you could wind up set for life if the world gets weird. That's what Michael Saylor was telling you, right? Now, again, this is very catchy, good for the live stream, but this is not what you should be focused on. This is the media's new distraction. This is the distraction. People look at this and go, wow, that's pretty high. I'm like, actually, it's not. All right. So Altcoin Daily, who I respect, says Bitcoin flips silver and is getting close to, all the oil in Saudi Arabia. So when you get flipped, when silver gets flipped, it's probably time for silver to rally, right? Honestly. So if silver just got flipped, silver should rally. Comparing Bitcoin to all the oil in Saudi Arabia, that's fair. That's fair. But, Bitcoin is still not as big as the search engine company, right? Or Amazon. There's a lot of distance between Bitcoin and the rest of the Magnificent Seven. You got to think about this, right? You got to think about it. In other words, Bitcoin as a monetary system, if Bitcoin has DeFi, which is inevitable, right? They haven't even done it yet. I mean, what is there? There's, we have a couple of these coins in the member area, so come on in, right? We found a couple of these things where, they start connecting Bitcoin to other areas. Bitcoin is a network and could become a bigger network. So we could compare it to silver for trivia, but it is a network that replaces traditional everything. Is that a rock? I don't think so. Honestly, Michael Saylor is going on Joe Rogan, and my comment is that is not priced in. I mean, if he goes on Joe Rogan and it's at 150K and it goes straight up, okay, yeah, maybe that's a local top and you switch to altcoins. And I'm just telling you right now, Joe Rogan goes, so Mike, why have you got all your money invested in Bitcoin? And the 18 million bros that watch Joe Rogan figure this out, or not even the bros, just like people regularly, like, Joe Rogan has all those followers on his podcast because he's really good at basically asking dumb questions. Like Joe Rogan's like, so tell me about this. And he flushes it out over 3 hours. What do you think is going to happen when Michael Saylor red pills Joe Rogan on Bitcoin? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, what happened when the Orange Man went on that podcast? They had to ban it. They won't be banning this one, people. You know why? Because BlackRock won't let them. Like BlackRock's like, oh, Mike, please go on Joe Rogan. We'll send a car to pick you up. This is going to happen. And this is not priced in, by the way. This is not. I mean, this is not only, I think it's 105. This is like, like getting to 100, people like, okay. But what happens if it goes to 100 and it just keeps going to a small degree? Then people are going to, then you're going to see insanity. You're going to see a lot of people wearing a cowboy hat. And that's when I'm going to switch over to ETH. I can't wait to switch over to ETH and some of these layer ones already. Coinbase flips Venmo to become the number 4 iOS app. Okay, when Coinbase is number 1 6 weeks in a row, then we take profits. Until then, no. Solana breaks 200. Okay, as a reminder from the history of Ethereum, Ethereum broke 175. It went to 400. It came back to 175, and then it went up and it never looked back. Okay, now Solana is not behaving exactly like that, but 400 Solana, once the normie world figures out the phone and bonk, right? Like once this happens, Solana can go materially higher. And I would love it if Solana went materially higher over something other than the meme coin casino. Now, speaking of the meme coin casino, here is a public service announcement. This is very important. For the last 8 months, you have been free to trade memes on ETH and Solana and really any other chain because the layer one that you're using is essentially been a stable coin, right? I mean, Solana went up and then it range traded and allowed for all these meme coins to flourish because the thing you're trading the meme coins against isn't moving, right? So if you're trading small caps on ETH and you wake up one day and ETH is at 4,500 or 5,000, we'll go over the charts. Your small cap may temporarily suffer as ETH sucks up the liquidity. This was the thing in 2020. I mean, you had to be mindful of gap moves in ETH and Solana. So there's a time and a place for memes. There's a time and a place for those small altcoins. There's a time and a place to be on DEXs. But I don't know if you necessarily want to be there right now, right? Because if big coins take off, small coins can kind of get left abandoned. Not to mention the fact that, the Giga Chads and all this stuff, the simple fact of the matter is algos ramp meme coins, in my opinion, right? $100 million meme coin becomes $1 billion meme coin because algorithmic trading kicks in and then retail follows. The algorithm dumps and moves to the next thing. It's algorithmic, right? That's how you get, GOAT at $1 billion. That's not retail. That's institutional or algorithmic trading. Okay. All right. BlackRock bought $100 million worth of ETH yesterday. That's $357 million for the ETH ETF. Okay. Today alone, ETFs made for nearly 100% of total outflows since July in ETH, 4,000 ETH by Friday. And that's the bear case. And you know what, bro? I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, if Bitcoin sat in a range, if Bitcoin was stable, you're just waiting for everything else to just ignite. I mean, Bitcoin prints 105K at the end of next week or around Thanksgiving, and you have some kind of melt up of melt ups. Alt season starts the next day. Okay. Doge, 40 cents, $60 billion market cap. Not an accident. Not a small player doing it. Not. It's like, give me a meme, give me big liquidity. It could be an ETF or Grayscale could be in, either one. Bitcoin futures funding rates are the lowest we've ever seen during a break of the all-time high. So this guy's pretty smart. I've seen him speak in public. Basically, when people FOMO in and get levered in Bitcoin, it costs them money to do that in the futures market. It's the way they work. I mean, this doesn't look like anything's happening. Like, here's all the, it's FOMO. That's this year. FOMO 2021, massive FOMO, right? No FOMO at all. No one's interested in leverage. No one's interested. No one is interested. Like, you're interested. You're like, wow, I'm here. Oh my God, my coins are going up. Or, oh my God, I just got here. I missed everything. What have you missed? You have missed nothing. You missed it all here when everybody was out of their mind, but everyone's just like, oh, look, isn't that nice? They're just looking at it like the cowboy hat is on for a reason. MicroStrategy all-time high, probably nothing. Okay, odds Bitcoin will hit 100K this year, just shot up to 53%. Like I said, at 48 in August, it wasn't attractive. At 63 a week and a half ago, I didn't like it. But at 85, it is much more attractive. This is human nature, people. It's human nature, right? MicroStrategy Treasury operations for the first 10 days of November, they got a 7% return, and they bought 18,000 Bitcoin. These guys are never going to stop. They're just never going to stop. He's going to keep raising money, and he's just going to keep buying it. And he's going to use the volatility in 2025 to buy more. He's just going to keep at it. He's not going to stop because we need alternative forms of money, right? Like right now, it's FOMO. Right now, it's like, oh my God, strategic reserve, whatever. But this guy knows the broader case for Bitcoin, from monetary regime to universal basic income. I mean, you know, now is a good time to look up what this guy has said over the years about Bitcoin and how that, you know, it can apply to other things, even though he says there is no second best. The fact that there is no second best means that they're going to innovate and try to make a second best. That's one thing that people need to recognize. Publicly traded company, GNS, plans to buy $120 million worth of Bitcoin, making it their primary treasury asset. Gee, do you think anyone's going to follow? Remember, the three I's: the innovator, Saylor, Novogratz, BlackRock; the imitator, Genesis, the company in Japan. How many imitators do we have? Then at 250K, we'll see the idiots. But right now, we're in the imitator phase. Just started it. Again, just started it. So everyone's like, well, this is bigger than the market cap of silver. Yeah, so what, man? We owe $36 trillion. $36 trillion. Right? They should be saying, well, Bitcoin is now valued roughly at the annual interest on the debt. Now, I realize we're in a huge patriotic period. I get it. I'm enjoying it personally. But you can't ignore the reasons why Bitcoin was incessantly bought by the BlackRocks of the world to begin with, right? This is like everyone's watching their P&L go up, and everyone on crypto Twitter is like looking at Beeple memes. There's a reason why this is trading the way it is. So $160 million has bridged to Solana in the past 7 days, right? A lot of that's come from Ethereum. Terrific. You know, like I said, Solana at 220, honestly, feels kind of cheap. Like Solana's not getting enough love here. All the layer ones are not getting enough love. This is the infrastructure of the internet, which they want to build. Elon Musk said America is now free to build, and the market was flying the next day. And people still, I say this every stream, and I will not stop. You are free to build about the country. Tesla now owns $1 billion in Bitcoin. You know, why not do Doge and have a payment network on Twitter, right? Like, what happens when Twitter has a crypto payment network? SUI up 65%, $6 price target. I had something similar. Very interesting that, you know, people have now figured out that SUI is the Solana of this leg, right? Solana went straight up and was insane in January, and SUI is probably going to do the same thing. SUI is probably going to ignite and lead every single layer one, including ETH. And then I think you can just start throwing them all in there, right? There's SEI, there's Aptos, there's Dusk for real world assets. Nobody's even touched that, right? Of course, there's Solana, there's ETH, Polkadot interoperability. No one even cares. You can't even get Polkadot related data. How many layer ones do you need to build Web3? A lot. A lot, right? So, you know, this goes back to 2020. I mean, if you have a couple of memes and some DeFi, and then you can get an AI token or an AI meme running on a layer one where you have a team that is actually going to build something or has already built something in the case of ETH DeFi. I mean, in the case of ETH DeFi, you know, all these coins down 10% today, Uniswap, Maker, I mean, name it, Radium on Solana, Aave, you name it in DeFi. DeFi is for real, and institutions are coming. So any major protocol that has a major DeFi thing on it can go up massively. Honestly, because again, they're going to reprice building just like they repriced Nvidia for AI. They're doing the same thing all over again. Okay, so GigaChad fell out of bed from 614 million to 19 million market cap by dumping 6 million Giga tokens in one click, losing over 50% of the price. Okay, so just as a reminder, like I said, something goes to $1 billion in market cap, and then they sell retail on the fact that it's now a blue chip. Right? Well, it's worth $1 billion, so it's a blue chip now. People, a blue chip is like, I don't know, IBM or Microsoft or something that's been around for a long time, and they need the product, whether you like the product or you don't like the product, right? GigaChad, is not a blue chip. And in my experience, you want to buy meme coins when they're down 70%. 40% for trading dips, 70% for like longer term dips. And again, watch out for algorithms. Watch out for institutions bidding this stuff up, riding the wave, and then unloading. I mean, what do you think happened to Bitcoin in 2017? The academic study was done. A whole bunch of Tether got printed. They ramped Bitcoin. And then as soon as that was over, they just dropped it and it went from 20K to 3K. I mean, this can happen in memes. So I'm not saying don't do memes. I'm not. I'm just saying that if memes lead the market, the tech part of crypto can start acting like memes. Okay, so Dogecoin headed for $1, $61 billion market cap. Probably won't stop. Spot Bitcoin ETF, 6.9 billion yesterday. It just doesn't stop. Peanut flips Mudang. Peanut wound up the election coin, much to the chagrin of most people. Solana meme coin GOAT breaks 1 billion. Okay, like most AI coins may be considered meme coins. This is probably, obviously now been crowned the best meme coin in the AI world. Virtual and Luna may be back. Stay tuned in the member section for that. All right. Oh my God, Megan is back. Megan, welcome back. Right? Welcome back to the show. Oh my goodness. Right? Philip says HODL and DCA is my tactic too. Deets using the Toby emoji. We appreciate that. Huckleberry Native, a member in the house. Thank you. Pancakes and peanut butter. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Scott, can we look at Coti and FLR? Yes. Okay. Let's share the screen. We'll check out Coti and FLR. God, what happened to PAL? Oh. Okay, so FLR on Coinbase. All these Coinbase coins had huge reversals. Some of them, like you got a LuxAlgo buy signal here. By the way, I am looking into how to make these things bigger. It's tough. This is FLR. Anything that's on Coinbase that's moving or that's starting to move, even if you've suffered, I say stay with it. Coti, which may have been one of the coins in the Polkadot or interoperability universe, down today, but there's support around 0.103. Okay, I'm not inclined to puke out of stuff on the dip. The range mentality has taught you to sell it when it's up. Fine. Okay. If this market goes down and then starts to come back, you're going to see FOMO like you've never seen before. People are, they're afraid when it goes up. They're relieved when it goes down. They think they have time. And if they don't, that's when you get insane FOMO. Like insane FOMO. Okay, Arrow. I mean, when it comes to this, the only risk in Arrow is a rise in ETH that hurts the base coins. Otherwise, this is a protocol that actually makes money. You do have a 5-wave top at the premium zone, so some kind of corrective pause could be warranted. How long does the corrective pause last? I don't know. You know, this corrective pause lasted a week, 10 days. This one lasted a week, right? 5 days. Every corrective pause from here on out is going to be shorter and shorter and shorter, right? Okay, true. PowerPoint is coming up. Okay, so we got a lot of volatility here. A lot, right? But what's happening is the market will go up. There's a LuxAlgo buy signal. And then LuxAlgo puts a giant support floor underneath the rally. This is LuxAlgo's way of saying it believes in the rally. I don't know. This is at 9 cents. I think it can go to 12. Okay. Somebody is saying, I'm seeing news here that says, oh, would you look at this? Is this for real? Will Bitcoin price hit? What price will Bitcoin hit in November? 90. Okay. 95. 105 is a 29% chance. 29% chance. Okay. See you boys at Thanksgiving. This is the same group of people that tried to tell you that there was 83% chance that Brandon was going to be the candidate for president. Right. Right. Just fade the herd. Just fading the herd has changed a little bit. That's all. Okay. PEAQ. Doesn't look like I have a lot of data on this. It's a 15-minute chart with all these things. I don't know if it just hit centralized exchanges or whether it's in a decentralized universe. Let me just check. What you want to see in any new coin, right? So this looks new, is when it trades on a centralized exchange, you want to see a square range when it comes out, right? So if the range is square, it's probably going higher. I can mark it like this, PEAQ. Don't let me forget. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to forget. Wow, what did I just do there? Okay. PowerPoint is coming up next. All right, I'm going to switch to PowerPoint. I know we got more member stuff here. I got it in Telegram, so I'm not going to miss it. Here comes PowerPoint. Again, become a member, get priority on requests, come check us out, get the portfolio stuff that you need. You know, this is about investing now, not FOMO. I mean, it is about FOMO, but it's about buying breakouts. If you need help buying breakouts, scan the QR code, come see us. We had a 1-hour podcast where we went through everything yesterday, everything. So if you want to get involved, you want to get the right stuff, you want to get going here, especially when it's down, this is when you put your cowboy hat on and you come see us, right? Okay, just as a reminder, your friendly neighborhood technical analyst told CoinDesk on April 1 on the left that, you know, hey, 100 by the end of the year. Then on the right, you know, one of the smarter guys was like, yeah, all coins are going to go to zero. And you know what? The price action justified it to the point when I saw that, You know, that was almost a grown man crying, almost, because I was like, oh no. And then I realized that I was at the bottom of the pit and the sun was about to come out. This market was going to be like that Batman in that movie. He was going to scale the wall, make the jump, and be the guy that gets out. It was the abyss. That's when you get epic bull market. From great pain comes great opportunity. We are now in the midst of great opportunity. How great? I don't know. Great enough that I'm not afraid of any cringe regarding my cowboy hats. As a matter of fact, I believe we're going to bring back the days of the old stream where you had different types of Oakley hats. Now we're going to have different cowboy hats, or so I hope. Okay. Okay, ETH. So ETH hit the premium zone. There is reason for a pause in ETH. Not saying there isn't. Okay, but again, ETH has not even challenged, the pre-crash high. So they're all afraid of resistance in ETH. It is there. I get it. The ETH ETF FOMO'd into its premium zone. Lots of FOMO going on here, but, not excessive money flow yet, just a tactical pause. Wouldn't it be great if you got a 2-day tactical pause and then the market turned around and started ripping again? Okay, ETH monthly, just in case you think you've missed out. Okay, this is like probably the one chart market update. So this was the LuxAlgo buy signal in February on a monthly chart. ETH, as of now, is still below that monthly open. Like ETH is not taking out the high of the last buy candle. So, ETH can take the whole altcoin universe with it. ETH could be a symbol of all altcoins. 5,100, 53.23. Okay. I mean, the ETH upside target, all the upside targets have been these like type of lines that LuxAlgo likes to draw. As in 9,000. And honestly, this could be sooner rather than later. On November 19th, Pluto formally crosses into Aquarius. Okay. This only happens like every 250 years, and it's great for revolutionary types of money. Is there anything more revolutionary in terms of money than Bitcoin and Ethereum? And people are like selling and running away at 3,300. You got to be kidding me. 3,300 is resistance. But if ETH gets loose, you know what? The next print could be at 5,100. You could just wake up one day and ETH could just go. There's no limit up in crypto. Bitcoin on a 2-week chart. Okay, so no matter how you draw Bitcoin, it's overbought. I'm not going to lie, right? But on a long-term chart, I don't know. There was more FOMO in Bitcoin in the early part of the year than there is now. You don't have excessive FOMO green on green like you did in 2021. It's not excessive yet. Is it at resistance? Yes. Could it sit here? Yes. Could it wick to 105? Yes. And if it wicks to 105, even if it comes back to 89, that's alt season ignition. No one is talking about this yet. Everyone's like, well, Bitcoin is overbought. Yeah, okay. Bitcoin on a daily chart, I mean, that's about as stretched out as you can get temporarily. But if it doesn't back off, which it's not, because BlackRock is like on the bid permanently, it can wick to 105 next week on a Saturday when you're not paying attention. I'm like, well, I guess Bitcoin's done. Boom. Bonk. Do you realize Bonk has 41% to go until it gets to its premium zone? Like somebody just asked me about the Solana long-term upside target. I'll do my best when we go to live TA. But I mean, are you going to fade this? Like when Bonk was at its all-time high, Solana was flying. They're going after all this stuff. This is hedge funds. These are like big players. This is not like, oh yeah, let's go on pump.fun. No, to a hedge fund, Bonk is pump.fun. I mean, we're talking about billions coming into the ecosystem. Whiff. My God. Ansem's going to love this chart. I mean, you got head and shoulders bottom, teacup and handle, 3 pimples and go. That's what Toby calls it. You call it whatever you want to call it. This thing breaks out. I mean, you know, you have substantial upside to the premium zone. And the premium zone's below the all-time high, and you're going to take out the March highs in everything, by the way. Now, you can go out and buy a technical analysis textbook. That's a good idea. I would definitely get the Bill Noble Skews the Cheese LuxAlgo indicator, you know, for finding these 5 waves. So you can find tops or when uptrends are starting. You know, the video explains it. People, you got to get involved because once it spikes, I mean, you got 2 kinds of people in this market, right? Their coin hasn't gone up yet and they're not happy. And I get that, but it hasn't been paid to give up on anything yet. It has not paid to give up. You know, we gave up on GFI and GFI melted faces. We stopped out because we were afraid there was something wrong. It has not paid to give up. It has paid to wait. I mean, SPX 6900, GigaChad, and all these other all these coins, the guys who hodled were the guys that won when the algorithms came in. So, I mean, if you just wait, eventually the market comes to you. And I don't think you can say anything is dead. Anything. I mean, yeah, some stuff may not make it. Of course not. Okay. But, you know, it's not over. I mean, Near. Now, here's the thing. If this was a meme coin and I told you this was a meme coin with a $30 million market cap, you'd be like, oh my God, I got to buy it now. So if I told you it was Near and it was in AI ETNs and ETFs and, you know, this was like supposed to solve a lot of problems. And even though money has left, I mean, what? This kind of tech, right? For like internet building and stuff like that is not worth anything. This thing can't be repriced to go back to its high. I mean, when capital flows into a coin, the project gets more money, more attention, and they can start doing business development. I mean, capital appreciation rallies spurn innovation. You know, it's not like they're going to build something when the coin is at 3 and then you're going to wake up and the coin is at 300. The rally encourages the building. When stocks rally, companies have to figure out how are we going to get the earnings to keep up with the stock price? Nvidia has that problem. They got to keep up with expectations. So if this was a meme coin, you would buy it, but if it's Near, you won't touch it. That's insane. Like, look at Degen. It's just, this was the same thing. It's up 40%. People are like, well, I can't buy it. It's up 40%. Okay. Well, I mean, this thing went from like, I don't know, this thing went from 5 cents to 0. And now it's turning around and coming back because it's a meme coin on Coinbase, and there's not that many meme coins, and it's relatively low cap, and it's got a funny crypto name. And if they look it up and it's connected to decentralized social media, Coinbase people are just going to hit the green button. They're just going to indiscriminately FOMO into this. And on the daily chart, you really haven't had any meaningful money flow. You had money flow in like late October, but I mean, everybody sold. All the bag holders got out. I mean, and this is true in stocks. I used to work in institutional stocks, like when the market would turn around and, they would say retail sells the first uptick, right? Bag holders who have been experiencing the pain, the market goes up, they go, oh, thank God I can get out of this. And then it just keeps going. It just keeps going, right? I mean, again, you have to consider what kind of money is going to come in and what kind of narrative does it have. It's kind of the stupid mentality of stocks. Like, does it have a story? And does retail understand it and do they want it? That's it. And then, of course, there's institutional FOMO, which, you're seeing all the time. Now, if you want to have a laugh, Litecoin, only at the equilibrium zone on a 2-day chart, and LuxAlgo's got a support floor underneath it. Yes, I know, not your first choice, but the Bitcoin complex could start moving, right? Again, you got to start thinking about Coinbase. Even if you don't trade any of this stuff, you got to pay attention. Bitcoin Cash on a 2-day chart is at equilibrium, a balance zone. Bitcoin Cash takes out 508. Bitcoin Cash could go to 1,000 if Bitcoin wicks up to 105, right? Total 2, again, broken record, right? What exactly? This is total crypto market cap without Bitcoin. So ETH and friends. What exactly has this done? Can you tell there's been like the mother of all like hair on fire cowboy hat weeks? Kind of. Doesn't look like anything different from what we saw in January or over here. It doesn't look like anything. This could go from 1.1 trillion to 1.8 trillion before you have to start worrying about it. $700 billion in market cap. That could be all ETH for all we know. This is total 2 on a daily chart, which looks like your grandpa's utility stock breaking out of a sideways flag. I mean, this is like boring. This is all of Web3. It just like we're all going to sell and go home. You have an 8-month consolidation and a 5-day rally where you have a breakout, but we're all going to sell and go home because, I don't know, Bitcoin has a higher market cap than the GDP of XYZ country. Whatever. Read the chart. Think about the fundamental shift. Look at this. Total 3. Someone's asking me what the upside target is for Solana. I don't know. I mean, if you assume Solana could probably add most of the market cap, total 3 is total altcoin market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, I mean, you got $250 billion, or actually $500 billion that you can add to total 3 before it gets to its premium zone. $500 billion in market cap. Coinbase weekly. The buy signal was last week. The premium zone on a weekly chart's $400. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? Galaxy Digital weekly. Equilibrium 20. Premium zone 49. S&P futures weekly. What is the case to buy this? After all of this FOMO and all of these LuxAlgo sell signals, what is the rationale for this? There is none. Everybody has to come out of this, even if it's quiet. Like, what are you going to add? Hey, let's buy more Nvidia. Oh, hot take. Buy Apple. Warren Buffett will fill all your orders. So just in case you're wondering, Nvidia back in 2021 was at $34 and it went to $147, up 320%. Now, of course, this is being driven by a epic world-changing narrative, but it'd be funny if I think Michael Saylor is the only person calling for Bitcoin to be 320% above its 2021 high. Right? If Nvidia can do it, why can't Bitcoin do it? This is the trivia math that people should be doing. Again, note all this unbelievable FOMO in Nvidia in July. Yeah, maybe they took this a little too far, you think? And that is the market update. Okay. Ave Medina says, are we there yet? No, sir, we are not there yet. We are going to get there. Steven says, what do you think about the dollar still rising? Okay, well, I mean, that's a patriotism trade. And, they can do the patriotism trade until they figure out that they're going to have some problems with $36 trillion in debt. The only way out of a debt problem is to let the currency drop. I'm sure the administration would prefer to just have Bitcoin go up, right? El Salvador's Bitcoin profit just passed 525 million. I'm pretty sure the orange man is not going to want to be outdone by the guy from El Salvador. That's just me. Okay, let's share the screen. Let's get to this. See if we can do a live TA version for entertainment purposes as to what a Solana upside target might look like. So if you did something conservative, which would be like hidden pivot analysis, maybe like a conservative estimate would be 321. If you got wild with this, I haven't done this in a while, but if you do like Fibonacci extension work, You know, if you want to get wild, okay, your levels. Oh. So this was a 2021 staple. So your first target in Solana would be 331. Okay. If you got above 331, the next target would be 528. And if it went full hog wild, it's 923. So I guess the answer is 923. And I guess if it went to 923, it could just go to 1,000. Right. But, you know, people have not started drawing these structures at a tactical level. 255. Let me just label this as Solana monthly. In other words, the time to start drawing this kind of stuff, is now. The time to use your imagination is now, when everybody is selling, right? The cowboy hat stays on, right? Your bullish targets are not high enough, and the market's going to get there faster than anyone thinks. It's going to get there faster than anybody thinks. Like, again, it's the whole thought of, it's the whole idea of a fundamental shift. I know that sounds funny, but a fundamental shift means like looking at crypto differently than you ever have. In other words, this isn't some like silly little speculative market anymore. This could actually be the future, and it has to be repriced. When they repriced equities for the future, okay, the market went straight up. Again, Degen on a daily chart is now, like I was talking that this thing could go up 133% to get to equilibrium. And guess what it did? It went up 133% and got to equilibrium. And premium is, you know, if Degen rallies to premium after consolidating, it's another 92%. What's 92% between friends in this market? Nothing. Everything's going back to where it was in March. This only takes Degen back to where it was in May. Like the whole base ecosystem, right? Like when ETH takes off, ETH is just going to take off, right? And then once ETH takes off, everybody holding ETH is going to have a huge amount of purchasing power to go into base. And Degen is already on Coinbase, so Degen's going to benefit. But everything that's on base is probably going to wind up on Coinbase, one. And two, anything new that comes out on base is just going to get swallowed up when everyone's got ETH at 4,500. It's really, ooh, I just got a stimulus check for altcoins. Right? I mean, people think I'm like making this stuff up. I mean, if you got the graph, right? Multi-coin capital play down 4%. You know, everybody sell, everybody get out. All this is a breakout of a head and shoulders bottom, finally, and a return move to support that LuxAlgo is putting underneath the market. Again, the premium zone is 90% away from where we are right now. Equilibrium is a little bit closer. You know, I mean, again, you go back to 2024 with this, it was at 50 cents. You know, if you go to like a weekly chart with this, like everyone's like, oh my God, I missed it. I'm late. This crap about late. You're never too late. You're never too early. You're right on time, right? I mean, what is this something? Has something happened here? Can you even tell there's been a move? There hasn't been a move. Like, you know, these technologies may be something that they have long-term uses. Filecoin, the graph. I mean, how are you going to build all this stuff in crypto without these platforms? You're not. You're not, right? SEI, the hot layer one, the first time up, down 8%. No one wants it because everybody has got range brain. So, yeah, all right. It gets a resistance. There's equilibrium support at 45 cents. It's got a diamond bottom. It's the most powerful bottom formation. You're probably frustrated because it's not moving like suey. And my answer is, don't worry about it. I mean, the market has paid you to wait. Now, waiting is not fun. Your friends, the one guy at the barbershop's making money on, peanut and goat, and you own SEI and you're upset. Look, I understand these things are a problem. I understand that, human emotions, everyone says, well, you got to take your emotions out. Your emotions are never out. Stan Druckenmiller would describe how he would own a stock, and every time the stock would go down, every bone, every cell in his body was like, sell, 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 get out. And he would remind himself about why he's in it. And then he would, move past his emotions. Like some people can move past their emotions better than others. Most good traders have got like ice water running through their veins, right? Their trading P&L is great, but their social skills reflect the fact that they're essentially reptiles. Okay. If you're not a reptile, you're going to experience your emotions more than some great trader. But this is why we have cowboy hats. This is why we have trend trading. This is why we have portfolios like in the member VIP area. Hello, right? Patreon gets this stuff too. There's a store in Patreon. They get it every night. Hello, right? So you don't bail on a good project because I don't know why anybody would bail on any layer one right now. I mean, I'm looking at Tron up 12%. And if you have a meme coin and DeFi, it can explode. Now, Tron is probably underowned, underappreciated. Well, it's probably like they don't know how to buy it, they don't like it, and they don't own it. So that's the recipe for a moonshot. Like people probably have SEI, they don't have Tron, so Tron goes up. Whatever they don't have goes up hard. Okay, we had this in one of our portfolios. We had WOO, all these decentralized trading platforms, all this stuff that help people trade crypto. I mean, what do you think is going to happen when all of these big players have to get involved on these platforms? Like, and let's define what have to get involved means. It means they have to show shareholders or fund investors that they're on the cutting edge, that they're doing all this stuff, right? I mean, what do you think is going on in a macro hedge fund right now that has no Bitcoin? None. Zero. Like, what do you think is going to happen when Ethereum starts moving? Like, you think there's FOMO now? What happens when you get Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and one other boomer coin? Could be Chainlink. XRP is hated. Retail trap. What happens if there's an XRP or a Solana ETF? You know what I'm saying? Like these things are going to get started. Big investment banks like BlackRock and ARK are going to start making announcements. They're going to push it. They're going to get long and they're going to push it. It's as simple as that. Okay, Apex. Okay, this looks like so many coins, right? LuxAlgo buy signal 3 days ago, support underneath the market. And, like the give up trade was in September and July. Everyone packed it in. And this is the bigger the base, the higher in the space, not knowing exactly what it is. CETUS. Pretty sure we have these in our portfolios. So here's the accumulation cone. I mean, LuxAlgo, see this red bar and this green bar? They draw these things. Like I would never necessarily think to draw it like this to where it makes this nifty cone formation. This is like a Jesse Livermore type of thing, and you see things now, it goes to its premium zone. This is part of what the Bill Noble indicator does, right? It'll tell you when there's this 5-wave top. So you don't FOMO into the absolute top, but then it comes off and it finds support. And if it finds support, it just turns around and keeps going. Now, when it was in a range, you get these 5-wave tops, you get this like 3-week drop. I don't think that's what's going to happen now. I think you get a 1-week drop or a 10-day drop. at most, before these things just turn around and start going up again. And I realize every time it goes down, everyone freaks out. And it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Stop it. Just stop it. Don't do it. Jessica is here. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Felix is here. Hello. Welcome. All right. Trisha Elliott in the house on Twitter, right? Nolan Fan, a new VIP member right on time. Welcome, sir. Havoc banging away with those banana emojis. Yeah, folks, believe it or not, we're working hard on trading. We're working hard on emojis. We're working hard on everything. Okay. Somebody asking about AIOZ. I'm pretty sure we have this in our portfolios as well. Again, one of the most profitable things we had was the Coinbase portfolio. The Coinbase portfolio. Okay. Any coin on Coinbase. So, I mean, basically, how did you feel about this coin right here on November 4th? You didn't. You gave up on it. It was terrible. Now, it's unwound the whole Black Monday crash, and it's at the premium zone. And if you look at it on a weekly chart, which I think is what, we're going to start doing. I mean, really, it was below equilibrium, and now it's like it could go to $1.07. In other words, if everything takes out its high, I mean, I keep saying that, and everyone's just like, I know that you're listening. I get it. And I appreciate that. Of course, I appreciate that. That would be also a reminder to hit the like button if you like what you're hearing. Because if you're going from to the green button, that means whatever I'm doing here is working. But like everything is going back to where it was in March. If there was a reason for it to go up, it's going to go there. That's it. That's it. All right. Please get yourself a membership. I mean, it doesn't get any more urgent than this, frankly, and it doesn't get any more bullish than this because it's a fundamental shift. You are free to build, and this entire crypto ecosystem, which has been basically left for dead. I mean, it was a meme coin super cycle because everything else was dead. You can still have a meme coin super cycle, but the rest of it isn't dead. It's not. It's not. Matter of fact, it's going to wake up and the normies are going to come in. I mean, the one thing you don't want is to have normies who are just indiscriminately hitting the green button on their couch while watching TV to outperform you. You don't want that, right? And then, if you go and, you're asking yourself, gee, what kind of experience, are the members having, like what's going on with them? Let me just show you this, right? So if you go down here, right, all the way back to when we started, right? One of the first videos we did was the Coinbase portfolio. It's like the third video we did. Melt up. Like no one was listening. DeFi. Top DeFi picks 40 days ago. DeFi has done nothing but moon because, the Orange Man did a DeFi project and now you're free to build about the country. This crypto podcast went over everything yesterday. That's me and ace coin picker Toby Ward. Come see us, folks. Come see us. Listen to me. You got to get on this move. You got to get on it. Now, if you're scared to get on it, excellent. That means it's worth getting on. When it becomes easy, when there's the innovator, the imitator, and the idiots. When the idiots are in, it'll feel easy. That's when we exit, right? That's when we take off the cowboy hat and hide under the table. We are so far away from that. This just started. Don't listen to the media tell you that, Bitcoin is now bigger than France's GDP. I don't care. I absolutely don't care. If you start reading too much of that, You go back and read what Michael Saylor says about his price targets, and then apply that to all the rest of crypto. Because if there is no second best after Bitcoin, somebody's going to try to build something that's close. Whether it's a new form of money or a layer one, or they'll build on top of Bitcoin, or D, all of the above. Okay, people, that is it. I will see you tomorrow.